This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
The days are finally longer, it's getting greener out there, and the flowers are blooming in the foothills. Today on CityCast Boise, we've got your guide to May. From the best free things to do to farmers market veggies and a food festival, plus unique ways to enjoy our gorgeous weather. It's Wednesday, May 1st. I'm Lindsay Van Allen, and this is what Boise's talking about. It's already May, so I invited our producer, Evelyn Avitia, and executive producer, Frankie Barnhill, to make our guide to May.
Hello. Hey, can you believe it's May already? I can't.
No, it is going too fast this year. Well, Boise is a city that runs on word of mouth, so each month we do these guides to make sure that you're all getting the most out of Boise. And this month, I thought we would switch it up a little bit. I wanted to start with some things that are free to do in Boise. We always have, lots of activities. There's lots of things that you can purchase or pay to do, but I wanted to start by focusing on some things that are free. So what are some free things that people should know about that they can do or get in Boise?
We love free. Free 99. All here for that. I'm going to say get into the foothills and just enjoy those wildflowers. Like May is the month where they're really popping off. You're going to see so many different native flowers. One of the faves, the arrowleaf balsam root. Those are the bright yellow ones that are like scattered throughout pretty much all the foothills. And we have a great, actually, our newsletter editor, Blake Hunter, did a great write-up about the history of those and kind of the importance to the indigenous folks who lived in Boise for a long time or, for forever before white people came along. It's just a fascinating, I think they're absolutely gorgeous. They don't smell like anything, I don't think, but they're really pretty to look at. And they're everywhere in May.
Okay, Frankie, I do have a question, though. My friend, she really, really wants us to go do a photo shoot with the wildflowers. Do you have tips for navigating that area?
Yeah, totally. Let's see. If you're looking for, obviously, you're going to try and do it in the twilight hours, I would guess, golden hour glow. I mean, you could access it so many different ways, depending on what shoes are we wearing? Are we looking really cute or are we?
I think carrying an extra pair of shoes then, right? Having your nice shoes for the photos and then shoes to walk around in.
Totally.
Okay,
that's what I would do. So definitely be prepared to hike a little bit and have shoes that are good for the hiking part and then switch into something cute. The military reserve area is always a favorite of mine. There's also water that's running in May in the military reserve, which it won't be running for very long, probably sometime in July. You can expect to be all dried up for sure. So there's that. Yeah. And then honestly, just try to get away from the crowd a little bit and you'll probably see other people taking pictures too because it's so pretty at this time of year.
Of course.
No, I think that's great. May is definitely the time to get in there before everything dries out and gets hot. And it's still pretty, but you miss the wildflowers.
Yeah, exactly. What about you guys? What's a free thing you love to do in May?
Ooh, I'm going to hop in with the Boise Flea. It is a free event, but I'm not going to lie. You probably might want to spend some money. It's the second Sunday of the month. And so the one coming up is on May 12th. And so I did go to the last one that they had and I didn't spend any money. And I was able to just kind of walk around and take in the whole community vibes. They moved it to the Boise State East Stadium lot, which so smart, amazing. It really, really feels just like a huge flea market where you're able to just be around other people. You'll probably see friends there and you're catching up with friends. You're walking around looking at all this stuff. And so I feel like that is just the place to be.
How did you walk away without spending any money? I'm so surprised. Yeah.
I will. Okay, here's my tips. The reason I walked away without spending any money is because I went in there just like with no plan. With no plan. If you want to go and spend money, I feel like you have to have an idea of what you want. You're going in there with a mission and you're like, I am searching for this stuff. And you're going to walk around and you're probably going to find it. But I was just so overwhelmed by all of the vendors and all of the stuff that was happening. And then my other mistake, I didn't have breakfast and I didn't have my coffee.
Oh no.
Did you get dizzy?
Yes. So I was just super overwhelmed.
Yeah, overwhelmed, dizzy.
Yeah, honestly. But I was still loving it. It was still an amazing vibe. But when I'm going again in May, I'm going to eat breakfast. I'm going to have my caffeine and I'm going to go in with a plan of like, this is really, really what I'm hoping to find. And yeah, we're going to make the most of it.
Do they list the vendors? So like you could even make a little bit of a plan of the kind of vendors you want to see?
I'll have to look into that. I haven't noticed that on their Instagram, but that would be smart.
Yeah, because those places, they can be so overwhelming if you don't have a plan. I totally endorse that. Have a plan.
Yes, I was going to say, especially without having caffeine first.
Yeah. Push and Pour was there, though.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, immediately ran to them.
Okay, so if you forget your caffeine too, there is caffeine available there.
Yes.
So I think my favorite free thing in May is actually International Museum Day because Boise does this so well. So it's May 19th. And if you go to the Idaho Botanical Gardens, you get in for free, you get to go for free. And there are booths for all of the museums around the area and they have activities. And so you get to be in the Botanical Gardens in May, which is gorgeous. And you get to see all of these displays from the different museums. Like the Boise Art Museum is there, Discovery Center, the Idaho Black History Museum, Wassmuth Center, World Center for Birds of Prey, Museum of Mining and Geology. Like it's really like all of them. And they have these interactive booths and it's just like a really fun spring activity. And you get to kind of just whatever your interests are. I like it because I have 3 kids with very different interests and everyone gets to really explore different things. And maybe we learn about displays we didn't know about in different museums. So we can make a plan to go see museums around the area. There are food trucks, which is great, but that aspect wouldn't be free. But all of the activities and being at the Botanical Gardens is free. So it's just a really fun spring activity.
That's a great idea. I've never gone to that. Is it just they have all the displays like in the big field right there? Is that how they set it up?
Yeah, there's some in like more in the Botanical Gardens too. It's kind of all over. So it's just a really nice way to spend a couple of hours and you know, you learn some things or, you know, we remember like, oh, we haven't been to that museum in a while. We should go. So just a really fun thing. And you get to be in the Botanical Gardens. So
nice.
It's just a beautiful backdrop.
Does your family have a favorite museum in Boise that you like to go to?
We really like the art museum and like the state museum. And we like the penitentiary too. I don't know. Or maybe museum people. It depends on what we're interested in doing.
Nice. That is so cool. I've never gone to this. And now I know another thing to do at the Botanical Garden, which brilliant idea in May. I mean, the Botanical Garden is absolutely stunning this time of year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say it's always like everything about it is so perfect. So Boise absolutely nails International Museum Day.
Love it.
I do have a question. What is the parking situation? Does it get crazy or?
We went first thing, so it wasn't bad, but I imagine if you go like right at lunchtime or something like that, it might be a little busier, but it's not, they have pretty good parking. So it's kind of flown under the radar and not many people know about it. So I'm kind of maybe ruining that for myself this year. The parking has been good. It might be bad going forward.
It's all for the listeners. You guys get it now. And Lindsay, give away your secret.
I know. I don't want to gatekeep it because it is so much fun. I think so many people would probably enjoy it.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Do you have a point of sale system you can trust, or is it a real POS? You need Shopify for retail. From accepting payments to managing inventory, Shopify POS has everything you need to sell in person. Go to shopify.com/system, all lowercase, to take your retail business to the next level today. That's shopify.com/system.
Mom deserves the best, and there's no better place to shop for Mother's Day than Whole Foods Market. They're your destination for unbeatable savings, from premium gifts to show-stopping flowers and irresistible desserts. Start by saving 33% with Prime on all body care and candles. Then get a 15-stem bunch of tulips for just $9.99 each with Prime. Round out Mom's menu with festive rosé, irresistible berry chantilly cake, and more special treats. Come celebrate Mother's Day at Whole Foods Market.
Well, the next category is one we do often at CityCast, but everybody wants to know, like, what are we eating in May?
I want to hear from you first, Lindsay, because I feel like you have some good, really fresh tips here.
So I love this. The Boise Farmers Market has a guide for when different produce and things will be available at the farmers market when it's in season. So May is really the month that the produce really starts coming in.
Right.
I love farm fresh produce. I love incorporating it into our foods. So for May, some of the things that are going to be available now are, and it's not necessarily all the month, but within May, these should start to become available. Like broccoli, cabbage, strawberries, and the strawberries are always so good. Basil, other fresh herbs, kale, leeks, rhubarb. Always love to get some rhubarb, and hothouse tomatoes. So those are the fruits and vegetables and herbs that are going to be available. So if you're looking to incorporate those into your cooking and have kind of that fresh, spring food vibe, farmers market is the place to go. And
what are you making with all this delicious stuff? I need real inspo here.
Well, if I'm going to be getting hothouse tomatoes and basil, I'm making bruschetta.
Nice.
For sure.
Yep.
But I mean, the bruschetta starts in May and we'll just go all summer.
And you can get your baguette at the farmer's market too. It's like all ingredients right there. Yeah.
Exactly.
Ooh,
it's a one-stop shop.
yes.
Somebody's going to have mozzarella, probably like buffalo mozzarella, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll make it real fancy. And then rhubarb. I always have to get rhubarb. My husband loves rhubarb. So we'll probably make some rhubarb pie or something baked with rhubarb. Maybe I'll pick up strawberries and make a strawberry rhubarb pie.
Ooh, love it.
Lots of good stuff for salads. So we always enjoy a nice spring salad. So getting fresh lettuce and, fresh broccoli, all those things. So good.
Yeah, May is definitely a month where I actually really am craving salads, which is something I have to force myself to eat in the winter. So it's nice.
It does. They feel like spring. What about you guys?
Okay, my theory is that May is actually the very best month
Period.
in Boise to eat out. Period.
May is the best month, period. That is the sentence.
Okay, Evelyn, we're gonna hear your take here soon. My finish to that sentence though, the very best month to eat outside is what I'm gonna finish that sentence with. So because no mosquitoes, it's not too hot yet. So like if you do have a salad, it's not going to immediately wilt or get gross right away if you're trying to have like an al fresco moment, either at a restaurant or on a picnic or something like that. So, minimal bugs, not too hot, but gorgeous. You want to be outside. And my food thing is, I've done this a couple times in the spring when it's really nice, is get on my bike. And it incorporates two things. First, biking. Second, green belts. Third thing, Italian food. And so I like to go to Luciano's, the one on the green belt in Garden City, and sit on the patio, sip some wine. Speaking of bruschetta, have some delicious appetizers and some wine, and watch people go by and watch the river when it's really high still in May. And I'm not annoyed by bugs or it being too hot.
Love that.
That's kind of my favorite thing. I feel like, it's the same idea with picnics. Like you could swap it for get on your bike, grab a backpack, have a little girl dinner vibe at any of our best parks in the area. Or Talaya is another favorite place of mine, Garden City. And they, obviously their wine is incredible. They have some different events going on in May to check out. And then they always have like food trucks too. So you can always have a little nibble too.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like May is such a wonderful time to be outside in Boise. And yeah, it's definitely like patio season.
I'm guessing that's part of the reason one of the reasons why Evelyn loves May so much and thinks it's the best month in Boise.
No, I agree. I love May. I think May is the best month. it is my birthday month, of course.
That helps. Yes.
That helps a lot. But seriously, I think there's such a special feeling in May because it's that like vibe of like, oh my God, summer's nearby. And the students are so excited because they're like, school is ending.
Right.
I don't know. I've always just gotten really excited once it's May because I also love hosting. So that's when I'm like inviting my friends over for brunch. We're having picnics. We're doing all these things. And I love being on a patio. I love it. I love it. I love it. Being on a rooftop. That is my favorite. And so my pick is actually a drink. I just recently had this I've seen Pepper Days at the Hap Hap Lounge. It was tequila, strawberry, basil, serrano, habanero peppers, lime orange.
Yum.
All of that good stuff. It's like a orangey coral pink. It was so
nice.
good. And I know I've talked about not liking spicy margaritas or spicy drinks. No, this was like my May drink, I think. It was perfect.
It sounds really refreshing.
That was the vibe. It was really good.
Ooh.
The Hap Hap Lounge just dropped their little spring menu. And so they have different drinks. There's like a Flor de Jamaica, which was really, really pretty.
Yum.
I say you are a resident drink expert, so I'm always going to take your recommendations.
I love a good mimosa. I love a good drink. And so, yes, in May, I'm chasing a good drink always, preparing for the summer.
Yeah, something sparkly, something fruity, maybe, a little bit more complex too with the spice. I love that.
Definitely.
Yeah, a little spice to just a little kick.
Yes.
You mentioned, school gets out, I think, well, you know this, Lindsay, because your mom, I think West Ada is May 24th. That's the countdown. And Boise School District's May 23rd. Obviously, Boise State universities are wrapping up earlier in May and graduation. Congrats to all the 2024 grads. One thing to think about to do with families, has either of you gone to the Boise Greek Food Festival before?
Every year.
Okay, this is a thing. And with the whole family, I assume?
Yep, to varying levels of interest, but yep, we all go.
Yeah.
Love it. Absolutely a great time. The hardest part is the line.
Yeah.
We always hit it when there's a long line, but it's because we all want to be there because it's so good.
Yeah. You got to be prepared to wait sometimes, but the food, incredible. Like, oh my gosh.
Amazing.
Falafel, obviously, like baklava, all of the delicious desserts. It's so fun. I've actually only been there like once, and it was before COVID. So it's good to see. I'm not sure if it came back a couple years ago, but I think it's the 42nd year. And that's the very end of May. It starts on May 31st. So something to put on the calendars for the end of May.
Yeah, super fun. We learned our lesson. Last year, we actually got there a little earlier, like early lunch. So it was like 11-ish. And we got in fairly quickly.
Oh, nice.
It's super, we'll come in the afternoon. We're like, let's head around like 3:30. That's when everybody's going, like the between lunch and dinner.
It's swarmed. Yeah.
But we love the food, love eating it. And then we just go like berserk over the cookies. We buy so many. They're probably like, this is ridiculous.
Oh, yeah. Do you take them home then? Like you have enough to take some home, or do you eat them all?
Well, the plan is always to take them home. Varying levels of cookies actually make it home.
I also, this is a nerdy thing, but I always love a church tour, and they do church tours at St. Augustine and Helen Greek Orthodox Church there too. So
yeah, it's very interesting inside. Yeah, I think that's very fun. I'm glad you reminded me.
Oh, good.
That always sneaks up on me, but I'm excited that that's in May. I love that. Okay, so just to kind of round out the guide, I thought maybe we could each list an activity that is a must-do thing in Boise. So this one doesn't necessarily need to be free, but it's something that really just feels like May in Boise and people should really know about. Evelyn, let's kick it to you first. We're going to celebrate your birthday for sure. That will be a May activity.
Everybody in the city is celebrating Evelyn's birthday.
Yes. Absolutely. I am turning 25. That is a big deal.
Ooh,
that is
that's
a
quarter century.
That is.
I'm a big birthday girl. I love celebrating my birthday. And so I came up with a whole list of what am I going to do? And so the first one, I was like, I want to have a picnic. I want to have a super fancy picnic, maybe hire one of those people that do those fancy picnic displays, all of that.
Like the tablescaping and all of it is charcuterie boards or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. And like the little poofs for everyone to sit on and stuff.
Yes. I was like, I'll find we did the best parks episode. So I was like, this is amazing. Now I know which park I want to go to and do a picnic. The second idea, I was like, what if I rented out a roller rink and did roller skating with all my friends? That would be super fun. But then I was like, no, I'm turning 25. I'm still feeling a little chaotic. And so I'm not doing a bike bar. I'm doing a Boise Buzz bus.
Oh, what's that?
So basically the owner of one of the bike bars, he bought a bus.
Okay.
And it's like this big party bus that drives around Boise and it's like open and you just go bar hopping from there.
Okay, I like that idea better because the whole like pedaling as fast as you can to try to get to the next bar.
Exactly.
You're just getting more dehydrated.
Oh my goodness. And you're so sore. And then you're just getting everyone who's driving behind you upset. And it's like, well, they're ruining my birthday vibes. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I think it'll be hopefully nice weather. And yeah, we'll see.
I think it'll be great. Hoping for good weather, but you'll also be on a bus. So, and then you can just like pull up and run into the bar. So either way, you're going to get a great celebration.
Yeah. I'm going to get to see Boise from a different perspective. Driving around in a bus, an open bus. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to envision this. So wait, the top is off the bus?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I thought I was picturing maybe like a city bus. Like decorated.
It's a school bus though. They like renovate it. It's crazy. I don't know. We'll see.
You need to drop a photo in the show notes because I just need to see what this actually looks like.
Yes.
Yeah. And then maybe we need to do a post-birthday like drink roundup. Where did you go on the bus? What was the best?
Best bars. Yes. I got you.
Also, thank you for reminding me about bike bars and the woo-woo crew that's returning.
Ooh, they're coming back. It's time. Especially with Boise State graduation, you're going to see the grads on the roads.
Yep, get your woo-woo ready. It's going to be everywhere.
I love it. Well, I have something a little different. I just recently did this and it was so much fun. And because May is so nice in Boise, this is, I think, the perfect time to do it. I went on the Ida History, a macabre history of Boise walking tour.
Oh, I've always wanted to do this. How was it?
Oh my gosh. It was okay. I like history. So I was like, this will be fun. It was so much better than I thought it would be. It's run by Mark Iverson and he does a great job. I think he kind of undersells it a little bit. Like I was like, this will be fun. It was phenomenal. Like so much history I had no idea about. He's an actual historian and there was so much, like I kind of thought I knew about Boise history. When I was at Boise State, I had to take a class about Boise history. They left out all the fun parts, I guess, because this was just wild. Like so many things I had no idea about. And I don't want to give away like all the stories, but
is it like haunted houses and stuff? Like what are the stops?
There are some of like, you go past like some of the older mansions.
Okay. Like Harrison and East End or?
Not over there, more over by St. Luke's.
Okay.
Some of the mansions right over there.
Kind of East Endy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. And just talking about their history and why some people think those are haunted and kind of the history of that area. And then it takes about 2 hours and you do walk. So just anybody who that might be an issue for, you are walking and standing for about 2 hours. There is spots for bathroom breaks. So you have that. I brought water, but there's just so much history. Like there's one part where you talk about this doctor that was prescribing like electroshock therapy. And that was like a big popular thing in Boise.
Oh.
And so like just so many things. Yeah. There's, it's for the true crime people, there's tons of true crime. There's haunted houses. There's weird science stuff. There's, fights where you go by the Capitol and where the Capitol is and all that. That was a neighborhood earlier. And there was so many wild things that happened in that neighborhood. And so, and he has like pictures of everything. So while he's telling you what's happening, he has all of these pictures of what Boise looked like at that time or what the buildings looked like at that time. So you really can get a sense of how things were going, what was happening. The beginning of the tour is a little sad for anyone who likes cats. But it was, so I just want to warn everyone, I love cats. I was not prepared. But then you feel really mixed emotions about the end of the story. I don't know. It's complicated, I guess, like most of history. So much fun. It was so much fun. I went with a friend and I told my husband, like, we have to go again. So we have a plan. We're going to go the next time they have it. And he has a website. So it's just the Ida History website.
Because how much does it cost? Yeah.
Yeah. $25 a person.
Yeah.
For a 2-hour tour. And as we were going, people were like, is this a tour? And like trying to like glom onto the tour because the stories were so interesting. They're like, wait, I want to hear this. But yeah, it was so fun. I told my husband we have to go on a date and go back. So I'm going to do it a second time.
I love that your date night is a macabre tour of Boise. It's like murders, crimes of passion, electroshock therapy, maybe a scary, sad story about cats. Like that's your date night.
I know. Well, Frankie, remember, I like cemeteries. I don't know. I'm maybe a little bit, it's right up my alley.
I like it. Yeah. I mean, it is the opposite of Halloween, May. So, I get it. It's kind of the other end of the calendar. So, yeah.
Yeah. But I think the weather is perfect. It's not going to be too hot. It's going to be, just bring a light jacket or it'll be perfect t-shirt weather. So perfect time to walk for 2 hours around Boise and just hear about, if you think it's wild at the Capitol now, it's never not been wild. That's what I learned.
So as you're going to do your second tour, would you pack your little bag differently? Would you add any tissues or little snacks?
Oh, maybe a little snack because afterwards my friend and I wanted to go eat somewhere and everything was kind of closed. So yeah, maybe little snacks. I took a water bottle. There are bathroom breaks. I brought a jacket and I'm really glad I did because it still gets it goes from like 7:30 p.m. to like 9:30 p.m. So still when it gets a little chilly, whatever you would normally take in a bag. But, a little snack is never a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, 2 hours sounds like a long time, but I feel like in that scenario, it's just going to fly by.
Mm-hmm. No, it was so fast because and you kind of are winding around. And so it starts off like the ghost stories and then kind of the seedy history, the alleys and, all the sex workers and everything that were there. And, where City Hall is now was like basically the red light district and how that interplayed with lots of early politicians in Idaho. And yeah, there's just so much. And then, I get to sites of different murders and true crime. And anyway, it was just, I had no idea, like the way that Boise history, we always talk about like, the pioneers came and the miners and everything. And
they saw a bunch of trees. Yeah.
Yeah. It's so much more than that. So, and like, they did terrible things to the indigenous people. There's so much that is just never covered, probably because it's not necessarily like fun history. I think it's fun, but for some people it might be a little like shocking.
Yeah. Little tough for the elementary kids maybe to absorb when they're learning about Idaho and Boise history in like 4th or 5th grade.
Yeah, definitely not for the 4th graders. No.
Love it. Oh my gosh.
What about you, Frankie? What activities do you think really encapsulate May in Boise?
May is my active month. I guess that's what I would just say. Like I am Sporty Spice Frankie in May. It is like I am finding my tennis racket in the back of my closet. I'm going to McHugh's to get it restrung, and then I'm going to go find a clinic or something to perfect my forehand, and I'm going to go outside. Like I'm canceling my HBO subscriptions, I'm canceling my whatever TV and saying like, no more shows, go live life and be outside. I just feel like, again, it's like not too hot yet. So I can be active and not be super annoyed that I'm just drenched in sweat. But it's just gorgeous, like the perfect kind of crisp evening sport weather. So that's what I'm doing. Like after work, close the laptop, get on your bike, go to a tennis court. That's like my perfect May activity, to be honest.
Frankie, can I ask you, so my middle schooler started tennis this year and really loves it. And he's asked us to play with him. Where are some good spots around Boise to play tennis?
Great question. Boise is such a tennis city. It has, because the city does have great weather mostly year round, honestly, you could play tennis like basically every month outdoors unless it's actively snowing or raining. So courts are everywhere. So most parks, there's a website, we can put it in the show notes, to link to all the courts around the Treasure Valley. And a lot of the courts, they're maintained well. Boise Parks and Rec does a great job with that. You're not going to find like a lot of like holes in the courts or gaps in the net or anything like that. And if you're just starting out, there's a lot of great beginner clinics and stuff. I found one for beginners that I think it's 4 weeks every Monday starting May 13th. And it's $40
Oh, that's not bad.
for 4 sessions. And it's with a tennis pro and it's for beginners. You just have to be 18 or older. And it's like an hour and a half in the evenings every Monday for 4 weeks in a row. So there's lots of really great ways if you've never played before and you're interested. I just feel like tennis is like the sport for May. And I think everybody should try it.
Okay, I've been eyeing pickleball, but
Yes.
I don't know. Maybe I'll start with tennis.
Yeah. I mean, both are fabulous and are related for sure. But I definitely am biased. I think tennis is even better. So,
Okay.
And there's just so many great ways to get started in it. That's so cool that your kid is into it. That's good. They should keep it up. It's a fun sport to have. It's one of those lifelong sports that you can play at any age. And I've been, not really consistent with it in my adult life, but every time I go and play, I'm like, that's why I love this sport. This is fun.
Yeah, no, he definitely didn't want to, and we kind of pushed him into it, but now he's really having a good time. And yeah, like we're watching him have so much fun and we're like, well, are we missing out on something really great here? And so I definitely kind of want to get into it. It looks really fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. Another thing, okay, we've talked about spring cleaning for a couple months. Are you like done with your spring cleaning by May, or are you still kind of doing some spring cleaning?
Ooh, I feel like May is when I really, really, really dive into spring cleaning, especially when it comes to my wardrobe. I'm a shopaholic. I have a lot of clothes. And so I actually have different tubs that I swap my winter, fall, and spring, summer clothing. And so I am going to go in May. Hopefully this weekend or soon, I'm going to go in, and I don't need those ginormous puffer coats anymore, right? So it's like, okay,
sure,
I got to get rid of those, put those in my tub, put my snow boots away, put my gloves, like all of my heavy winter stuff is locked up. I'm bringing out my dresses, my shorts, all of that. And then I'm diving in and I'm like, am I actually wearing any of this stuff? And trying to like clean up the stuff that I'm not wearing anymore. And then I'm donating those to thrift stores, or Lindsay might love this one. Maybe I'll have a yard sale. Maybe get some friends together, have a yard sale.
Evelyn, I would definitely go to your yard sale.
And then I guess you could go potentially become a vendor at the flea market if you have a lot of clothing and stuff that you need to get rid of.
If you have enough. Yeah.
Definitely focus on cleaning my closet and getting rid of stuff that I don't need.
Yeah. That donation time, or like actually seeing and assessing, have I worn this shirt in the last year? No, it is time to go.
And I'm so guilty because I'm like, oh, I'm going to wear this to this event. I know I am. No, it doesn't happen. Get rid of it.
Yes. I did my windows already. So got the windows all cleaned out, sills cleaned out. And then last week I did my closet. So
you're ready.
Those are kind of the big ones. It's time for more of the yard work, flower bed stuff, but house has kind of been done.
Nice. Well, we will have our newsletter editor, Blake Hunter, is going to put out a article soon about where to donate clothes. So if you're doing what Evelyn's doing, Blake will have some tips about where to take the clothes you're not wearing anymore.
Perfect. Yeah, they're just sitting in my garage right now. So I'm really excited for Blake to put that out.
I'm so guilty. I'll keep stuff in my trunk forever. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to drop this off now. I'm going to drop this off. No, just my trunk full of all the stuff I was going to donate.
Of the yard sale. Just set up a yard sale in a parking lot. I'll go. Just let me know.
I really want to set up a yard sale now. CityCast Boise yard sale.
There it is.
Maybe we'll put that in the June calendar.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. I think this was a fantastic guide. You guys had so many good ideas, so many things that I didn't even know about that I'm really excited to try. And I hope it helps everybody have just a really wonderful May in Boise.
Enjoy May, everybody. Happy birthday, Evelyn.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Catch me on the bus.
That's all for today here on CityCast Boise. If you enjoyed the show, check out our website for even more May events and activities. Go to boise.citycast.fm. We'll be back tomorrow morning with the best margaritas around town. See you then.